Hello and welcome to MLOps Minutes. In this episode, I'm going to introduce you to environment variables under Linux. It's very important to master environment variables, and it's very important to master Linux type OSs. Why is that? Because in data science, sooner or later, you'll be forced to apply Linux commands. In this episode, I'll be working under Ubuntu, but what I'm presenting here can be used under all types of Linux type OS. You'll just have to adapt certain paths or directories, and for that you'll need to do some research on the internet and be self-sufficient. Come on, let's go. Windows plus D, I'm going to open a Windows terminal, and I'm now going to open a Linux subsystem for Windows. That's it, it's booting. What I'm going to write echo, cuckoo, Pokemon. I'll try to display the Pokemon environment variable. It doesn't exist, so cuckoo is empty. I can create a variable local to my shell, Pokemon égale Pikachu, which means that now if I display echo cuckoo Pokemon, I'll get Pikachu to appear. On the other hand, if I close my shell and reopen it, that's it, and type echo cuckoo Pokemon, my shell variable no longer exists since it only existed in the old shell. This is where it's going to be interesting to edit environment variables. What happens is that on Ubuntu or Linux, as on Windows, there are two types of environment variables. Those at system level, which will be shared by all users, and those at user session level, which are specific to the user. For example, me, my granddaughter. Let's start editing environment variables at system level. As you can see, environment variables can be edited in several files. Here, a bash script will re-execute a subscript. There's even a key value file where you can edit environment variables. We're going to edit this file, which is in etc profile. What we'll do is take a look at what it looks like by issuing the cat command and then etc profile. And you can see that this is a Linux bash script. Now we're going to edit this file. To do this, you need to request admin rights to write to the disk with the sudo command. We'll use vi to edit the file and set the path to our file. It asks for my password, which I enter. Now I'm in a shell type editor, which is vi. To enter edit mode, I have to press the little I. I pressed I, so now I can write a Pokemon variable equal to Snorlax. Now to get out of V an entire science, I have to press escape. Then 2 points. Write W to write my file. Q to quit, an exclamation mark to force exit. Enter and hop. Now if I display my file again, I can see that my environment variable has appeared. So now what happens is that if I redo my echo command cuckoo Pokemon, my environment variable still doesn't exist, which is normal because they're loaded at shell startup. Of the shell, I quit my shell, I restart them, and now if I echo cuckoo, dollars, Pokemon, I'll get my Snorlax cuckoo, and now I'm happy because my variable is persistent. So now what's going to happen is that I'm going to want to edit an environment variable at the user session level. I'm going to use my Guillaume session, so I'll be the only one to have this variable. So it's the same. We have several files at our disposal. Here, a profile shell script, which will call up a shell subscript, bash profile. There's also another bash rc shell script. Here you can see that there's a little tilde. So their little tilde means that these files are in our Linux home personal directory. For example, if I type pbd here, it shows the path I'm on. And here I'm in home Guillaume in my personal directory. So what happens is that if I do cat tilde, it shortcuts to my home directory. It will display my profile file in my own directory. And then in effect, I can see a bash script. And if I list the files in my current home directory Guillaume by doing ls-f, then list all the files, I can see that in home Guillaume's .profile file, I have this file. So I don't even have to tilde, i.e. if I just cat space .profile, I'll point to the same file. So now I'm going to edit this file by doing sudo space vi space .profile. It asks for my password and I enter edit mode in this file. I need to press the little I to start writing letters. And here I'm going to write Pokemon equals Pikachu to get out, still a whole science, escapes, colon, press W to write, Q to exit, exclamation mark to force entry. And if I display my file again, normally I'll see my user environment variable. What happens is that now if I echo cuckoo, Pokemon, it will still be my system environment variable that will be displayed. This is normal because my shell script has to be restarted because variables are loaded at startup. So now I can echo cuckoo, dollar, Pokemon, and now indeed I have Pikachu displayed. In other words, my Pikachu is stronger than my Snorlax, which was defined at system level. This allows me to have customized environment variables for myself. And my granddaughter won't see this variable, she'll see Snorlax. Thank you for this episode. A good introduction to Linux, a few commands, a little VI and some environment variables. See you soon for more videos.